Okay, Precalculus, we are going to go over the Unit 2 Lesson 7 formative. So go ahead and identify the equation that matches the graph below. All right, let's take a look. So it looks like all of our answers, 3 of our answers are cosine and 1 is sine. But if I go ahead and I look at here's my 0, 0. If this graph was a sine function without a phase shift, we'd be going through 0, 0. This is clearly an even function, so that's going to be a cosine. So I'm going to cross off sine. Next thing, looks like I've got a vertical shift. If I use red, I like to use red for the vertical shift. That's not red. Looks like we've been shifted up 1. So that means there's a plus 1 at the end. So hands down, it's got to be this one. The other 2 are cosines, but the amplitude is clearly 2. So it's not this one. And the only difference between this one and this one is the vertical shift. And we know it's going up 1 rather than down 1. Number 2, identify the equation that matches the graph below. All right, so this looks like, since we're going through 0, 0, okay, this is an odd function. So it's without a phase shift. Looking at my answers here, there's no phase shift because it's not like x minus something. We're going to have a negative sign. So I can right away cross off negative cosine and positive sine because we're starting 0 and we're going low, and then 0 and then going high. Normally the parent function goes high first. So this is a negative. All right, so the next thing we need to do is, I guess maybe we could find the period. The period, well, if I go from here all the way back, 1 low, 1 high, looks like the period is 2 pi over 5. So 2 pi over b should be equal to 2 pi over 5 in this particular problem, which makes b 5. Let's check out the amplitude in green here. The amplitude, geez, I can't even count. I think that's a 1/2 rather than a 1 and a 2. Yeah, that's a 1/2. So that's why the answer is going to be negative 1/2 sine of 5x. So it's this one right here. Number 3, choose the function that matches the given equation. All right, sine function, so they're all sines. The amplitude is 1/2, they're all 1/2. The period is 1/3, we'll come back to that in a second, and the vertical shift is -4. So the vertical shift is at the end. Well, we know it has to be this one. Wait a second. No, we've got one other minus. Has to be one of these 2. Okay, so we'll cross off A and D. I don't know if yours are in the same order as mine. All right, so now let's go ahead and look at the period. The period for a sine function, my dog is barking, is 2 pi over b, right? And we are going to set that equal to the period that we're given, which is pi over 3. Well, now I see where we're going here. So I'm going to cancel those 2 pi's. There's pi's on both sides. This is 2 over b equals 1 over 3. So b, if you're cross multiplying, b is 6. So there we go. There's your answer. And you don't want to, this mistake would be taking the period and putting it in front. You don't want to do that. In fact, I think that was what they did here. See how they took the period and they put it in front for this second answer. It's a distractor question, a distractor answer. And the last one, the amplitude is 1, so they're all 1. It's clearly a cosine function. Period is 2 pi. We'll come back to that. Since the period is 2 pi, the parent function also has a period of 2 pi. So that makes b equal to 1, because 2 pi over b, that's just equal to 2 pi. That means 1, which we've all got every single one of these equations has a 1 in front of x. So that doesn't help us either. So let's go to, all right, we've got a horizontal shift of, this is a plus 5 over 6. So we need to have a minus. So we are not going to choose one of those 2 because those have a plus. And the vertical shift is 3. It's going to be, that's a plus 3. So that's up 3. So that makes the answer this one right here. All right. Thanks for coming out. Peace out.